Jonathan Kirk, or DaBaby, is a popular Charlotte rapper, or should I say street fighter, that has been all through the media for his most recent fight in Walmart shooting footage. He talked about how the Walmart situation really went down, but let me explain how he even got here first. DaBaby was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and moved to Charlotte, North Carolina when he was 6 years old. The Charlotte rapper had it pretty tough coming up. He was raised around robbers and killers, so he definitely has seen some things he probably shouldn't have seen as a child. He made a good living in the streets by the age of 17, and even was pulling up to condos and foreign whips by 21. I guess you can say DaBaby had it all figured out at a pretty young age. That was until June 15th, 2013. DaBaby got himself into a sticky situation that honestly probably saved his life. The superstar was caught with drugs and firearms, landing him in jail on a $500 bond. He bonded out later that day, and we have yet to find out the outcome of the case, but we can assume that he was just given probation because in North Carolina, these two charges are only misdemeanors, and this was only his first time getting arrested. Later on throughout the year, DaBaby caught 2 more drug charges, one even being a felony. These charges likely motivated DaBaby to get out of the streets and start rapping full time, because in December of 2014, DaBaby sold almost all his cars and his condos to pay for studio sessions, video shoots, and more expenses linked to rap. On April 7, 2015, DaBaby released his debut album, Nonfiction, under the name he used to go by, Baby Jesus. But people found his name to be kind of offensive, but he changed it to DaBaby as he started to take off in his career. And even though DaBaby has now reached superstar status, he still continues to get himself into legal trouble. One being when he was just chilling in his luxury apartment and 6 guys ran in, causing him to go into full-blown John Wick mode and defend himself as the thieves tried to rob him. He claims he just came from the club, laid across his bed, and started to doze off when he suddenly heard some men running and yelling. He said he instantly jumped, grabbed his gun, and hit the corner, shooting at the men, hitting one in the leg. The men started to shoot back, but DaBaby retreated out the back and exited through the garage. But this is nothing compared to the 2018 Walmart shooting. Just weeks before the Charlotte rapper signed his deal with Interscope, he was shopping in Walmart with his family on Monday 5th, 2018, when he was approached by 2 guys that were allegedly threatening to rob him and claiming they'll meet him outside. DaBaby charged at one of the guys, and after wrestling him for a while, the other guy pulled out his gun, so DaBaby pulled out his and shot at the 2. One guy passed away on the spot, and the other was rushed to the hospital. After being charged for murder, DaBaby pleaded self-defense and was only let off with a weapons misdemeanor that got him 1 year of probation. Once he was released, DaBaby went on Instagram to address the situation, explaining how if it was anyone else protecting their family, they would have done the same. In 2019, he further spoke about this in an interview with Billboard, saying how any legal situation that he's involved in isn't his fault, and he's going to stand on what he stands on. This actual CCTV footage of this shooting was leaked earlier this month, and DaBaby spoke on it once again, but I'm going to get to that later. I guess you can even say that the rapper is nearly a street boxing champion, because in May 2019, DaBaby got into a fight in a Louis Vuitton store with now deceased rapper Cam Coldheart. Cam was recording DaBaby while he was shopping, threatening the rapper and saying he isn't about that life. That's when DaBaby started to record Cam right before throwing a punch and brutally beating him up. DaBaby came back on camera showing Cam lying on the ground, leaking from the face. This viral moment really started DaBaby's fighting career, because on January 3rd, 2020, he went full mafia boss mode. A Miami promoter agreed with DaBaby to perform for $30,000 at Cafe Iguana Pines, a nightclub in Pembroke Pines, Florida. After the rapper finished performing, the two met at Novotel Brickell, a hotel in Miami where the promoter only paid him $20,000. This led to an argument and a big fight. DaBaby and his crew jumped and robbed the promoter for paying him $10,000 less than promised. He also allegedly stole $80, an iPhone 7, and a credit card from the promoter. Reports also say that he even doused the guy with apple juice. The men fled in a black SUV, but after DaBaby returned to the hotel, he was taken into custody. The police questioned him on what went down, but he claimed he had nothing to do with the incident. He spent 48 hours in jail before being released and charged with battery. DaBaby went to Twitter to defend himself, saying the police are just trying to make a bad example out of him, when in reality, he's the most positive example out of Charlotte. But this next situation, I really don't agree with, but he did come back with a public apology explaining what happened. On March 7, 2020, DaBaby was walking through the crowd about to perform on a stage at a concert in Tampa when he was seen on camera slapping a female after she shined her phone flashlight in his face. After he made it to the stage, he started to get booed. This made him leave the venue before he even got a chance to perform. After watching the other angle of the video, DaBaby went on Instagram and apologized to the girl, saying how he was blinded by the flash and couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman.
Sincerely apologize, I do. I'm very sorry that there was a female on the other end of that flashlight on that phone. But you know, keep in mind, I couldn't see you because you got the flash this close to me.
DaBaby also got into a fight with his ex's brother after the couple got into a bad argument on Instagram Live. He was seen chilling at a bowling alley with some of his friends when Brandon, Danny Lay's brother, pulled up and approached the rapper. After a few words were exchanged, DaBaby threw a punch and his security team took over from there, struggling to fight Danny's brother across the slippery bowling alley. On April 13th, 2022, TMZ posted a 911 call of DaBaby explaining to the operator how he just shot a man outside of his home that was trespassing on his property.
Okay, and what's going on there? Got trespassing on my property. Yeah. Sir, what did you do? I shot him in his leg. Okay, and why did you do that? He's trespassing on my property.
He broke his silence on this situation 2 days later when he posted this clip from the movie Paid in Full.
Hey, yo, niggas get shot every day, B. You be aight, nigga. You tough, right?
He captioned it, "Chose not to take a nigga life the other day, and it felt great. Heal up and live, my boy. Just don't bring your ass back." I bet he's not gonna be back there anytime soon. And less than 2 weeks later, DaBaby found himself in another fight, this time with his own artist, Wisdom. DaBaby signed Wisdom to $1 Billion Baby in 2020 and even spoke good about him in interviews. The two have performed together multiple times since, and he's even featured on Wisdom's debut album, Up and Coming. That was until April 22nd when someone on Instagram posted a video of DaBaby walking backstage at the Spring Jam 2020 event in South Carolina when the rapper suddenly turned around and swung at Wisdom. The two got a few punches off before security broke them up. They continued to threaten and curse each other out as they walked their separate ways. DaBaby never addressed this fight, but the person that posted it had his back. They said, "I don't condone violence. I just happened to be there when it happened. DaBaby had a solid reason. I'm not taking his side, but I see why he did what he did. I got the whole video, and I'ma tell you why DaBaby did what he did." This isn't the only time these two have gotten into some trouble though. In May 2021, both DaBaby and Wisdom were detained by police following a shootout in Miami. Wisdom was arrested and charged with attempted murder with a deadly weapon and aggravated assault with a firearm, and DaBaby was released the day after the incident with no criminal charges against him. But the latest drama the rapper has found himself in is actually linked to the footage that was dug up from 4 years ago. On April 24th, 2022, footage of the Walmart shooting finally made it to the internet for the world to see. On Monday, April 25th, 2022, Hot 97 host Ebro tweeted, "Why are people acting like the 2018 video of DaBaby's Walmart incident wasn't already seen by Walmart, the police, and the courts?" DaBaby responded to this tweet saying, "Cause the media got their ass brainwashed, and since the case is already closed and they have already come to their decision, they cannot reopen it." It is kind of weird how this footage just came out of nowhere 4 years later. But before you go, check out this video.